No one has withstood the sort of scrutiny that Mr. Trump and his family have unjustly endured.
It really
the
is
things
amazing.
They're doing, I think people like seeing somebody that's not afraid to get in the face of establishment Washington, D.C. politicians. Yeah, you remember the last guy that ran on big ideas? Just think about that for a second. Ronald Reagan ran on big ideas. It's like it's the Winnie the Pooh GOP and McConnell is the Eeyore. Negotiations 101. Obviously, he hasn't read Trump's book, Art of the Deal. But what Mr. Trump has done is ingenious. As you pointed out, he's taken what was Hillary's issue and he's brought it over to the free market side, using things like incentives and deductions, which are free market concepts, where Hillary can only talk about tax increases and mandates and regulations. Who thought that they got to pick our next GOP nominee. And in fact, it doesn't look like they're going to have that say. We're tired of politicians saying, oh, yeah, we really need to eliminate the debt, but we're not sure how. We need to secure the border, but you can't really do that. He's saying, yeah, we can. Neil, when you watch this whole rodeo happen, it's kind of hard to decide whether Donald Trump is the most entertaining or whether it's more entertaining watching people sort of squirm after they've underestimated him once again. So this sort of the voting populace out there that loves Trump is looking at this whole thing going, they still don't get it. And it just solidifies that Trump support and that Trump base that I think is going to stand strong.
You know what? It's just,
Sean,
yeah.
Here's the thing. America has fallen in love with authenticity. This is the reason they've fallen in love with Donald Trump. Donald Trump, in one shot, is taking out not just the establishment Republicans, not just the establishment Democrats, but also the establishment media. And I also think that the American people realize that Donald Trump is not a career politician. This isn't what he's always done. And he's been pretty forthright saying, hey, you know, my life before this was something entirely different, but this is something I want to do for America. You know, when he's saying this is a rigged campaign, he's not just coming up with this, you know, pulling it out of his hat. This is the truth. This is confessed in the Podesta emails. It says there they colluded with the State Department, with the FBI, with multiple media outlets. This is not Mr. Trump calling this a rigged election. This is Hillary Clinton's own campaign. We just have to look at the facts really carefully before we're going to judge someone based on an allegation in the 11th hour of a campaign. My experience from what I've seen of Mr. Trump is that this is his sweet spot. When he is down, we've seen it. How many times has everyone said he's done? And when he's down, this is when he comes back. He blazes back. Tonight, we saw the quintessential difference between somebody who is really there speaking on behalf of the people and somebody who is really there as part of the establishment who, Sean, you saw it on her face. She could not believe she was losing that debate. And if somebody's going to answer a question about last night, how about Hillary Clinton answer whether she is going to give the $25 million back to Saudi Arabia for their abuse of girls? During this campaign process, I've learned a lot about the things that Mr. Trump has done behind the scenes that are actually very compassionate. Voters know that Mr. Trump is somebody who is not going to be controlled by the way things have been done traditionally by the GOP or by the Democrat establishment. And so Mr. Trump is his own man, and that's who the voters elected, and I think that's what we're going to get. And for so many years we've been, you know, talking in terms of race and divisiveness. I think it's time to talk about unity and to focus on the things that we do agree on, like that we all want jobs, we all want a better economy. I like to be talking about those things instead.